So one of the things that I have recognized in my many years at my old age is that people may love what they do, like let's call it their craft, because it's in alignment with their highest values, but they hate the selling part of it. And I coach a lot of real estate agents, and I know this is true with real estate agents. They love the negotiations, they love serving their community, they love clients, they love networking, they love, the contracts, they just love looking at houses, all of the things, right? Staging. But when it comes to collecting clients, when it comes to attracting clients, they try to fit their business into the traditional bro marketing. Let's go knock on some doors and dial for dollars. And it makes them icky and squirmish and want to throw up a little in their mouth because, ooh, who wants to be that salesperson? Now, here's what is really interesting. I have also been coaching people who want to become coaches, authors, even people who want to get into the role of an influencer on social media. And here's what I find so interesting. People can be really good at what they do, but they don't want to sell what they do. And I'm not going to get into, in this particular video, I'm not going to get into, is it, do they have visibility issues? Do they have subconscious beliefs that they are unworthy? They don't feel good enough? Maybe they're afraid of rejection. All of those things. We're going to put those aside right now because you don't need to worry about them. Now, when I work with clients, I work on those things, okay? So rest assured. But the good news is, even if you're not a client, you don't need to address those things. Why? Because we have this miscommunication about what sales really is. I don't even like the word sales. That's why if you notice, this YouTube channel is called The Softer Side of Real Estate Sales, right? Or The Softer Side of Real Estate, something like that. Anyway, the reason that you don't like to sell is because selling that you are familiar with is not in alignment with your top values. So the easiest way to be able to still do what you're good at, like I had a client before who made jewelry, and she was looking at like a national contract, whatever that means, but she didn't like the selling part of it. So here's what we looked at. What do you really love to do? She's like, I love to go to craft fairs. I love to, to hold private parties and things like that. I'm like, that's how you sell. You don't ever have to say, hi, this is so-and-so, and I want to sell you jewelry. You don't ever have to go up to someone and knock on a door and say, would you like to buy my jewelry? You show it on social media. You rent these booths at the fairs, the craft fairs, and people will come to you. And that applies to any business, whether you're a coach or a real estate agent or a broker trying to recruit agents. It's the same thing. You do not have to cold call. You find something that feels good to you. And here's the catch, and I really want you to catch it. Catch the catch. If you're doing something that brings awareness and exposure to your craft in a way that makes you happy, in other words, it's in alignment with your highest values. If your highest values are freedom, connection, and travel, and you combine all those into your sales, you're going to be doing something you love. And that, my friend, is going to it's going to emit an energy that's like a magnet. People are going to just come to you. And it's also going to be people that you never reached out to. It's also going to be from places that are like, that was out of the blue. No, it's not. You know why? Because energy, electromagnetic energy, is electromagnetic. And so it draws things in from all over the place. So when you are in alignment, energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, when you're in alignment, doing your thing, whatever it is, and you're totally filled with gratitude and joy because you're doing what you love to do, the clients are going to come. And the reason that I wanted to do this video is because I have worked with so many real estate agents that were just amazing at selling houses. They were amazing at the staging, at the, at the talking to clients, at the negotiations, to know, like, oh, I better include that in the contract, to know the marketing and, the market prices. I've only been doing this 30 years, right? Really, really good at that. But if they didn't have any clients, they were like, I don't want a cold call. How do I get leads? And that was the wrong question. You see, life is based on the quality of questions we ask ourselves. So the right question would be, how can I have more clients find me doing things that I feel good about? For example, maybe open houses. Maybe you just send little text messages to your past clients. Maybe you do videos and have a YouTube channel for your community name, your neighborhood area. Maybe you go to networking events. Maybe you go to big garage sales and family yard sales, farmers markets, and you just meet people. You don't have to ask people if they want a free CMA. You don't have to ask people, would you like to buy or sell a property, or do you know anyone who would? You don't have to do that. You just have to be you, doing things you love, and people will find you, okay? So what I teach, and I'm literally changing my title, because as I've evolved and as I've grown and as I've understood more and more about business in general and sales in general, I realize I'm not a sales coach. And a lot of people have called me a sales coach because I've called myself that. And I'm not even a real estate coach. Like I said, I have people that are the furthest thing away from real estate sales that you can imagine. But what I've realized is I'm an alignment coach. And if that doesn't make sense to you right now, that's okay. I'm still sharing this with you because it's very valuable. And that is to say that nobody likes sales except for people who are in the alignment with sales. There are some people, believe it or not, who love to go meet strangers, knock on doors, cold call. Doesn't bother them at all. Doesn't bother them at all. In those cases, their top values are probably making new connections with people. They probably don't have the unconscious things that go on, like I'm not worthy. They don't have any visibility issues. In fact, visibility could be one of their values. So those are the kinds of people, and then they do the things that are traditional bro marketing, and then they get the clients, okay? And they make a lot of money. And then those of us who don't align with that sit here and go, man, he made $500,000 this year, and I'm not even at 100 grand. I'm just throwing numbers out there. And we wonder, what is wrong with us? And then by asking the question, what is wrong with me? Now your brain is going to go into overdrive, looking, did you get that? Looking. Your reticular activator system is looking, that's your filter, for what is wrong with you. And it's going to find it. The brain is like a heat-seeking missile. You give it a question, it's going to find it. So your job then, no matter what you have to sell, if you do anything, I mean, unless you have a state job or a 9-to-5 job, or you don't have to sell what you have because people just come to you all the time, then awesome. You do you, boo. You keep going and rake in the bucks. But if that's not you, if you have a business or a service or a product that has to be sold, like I write my books, but they have to be sold, right? I coach people, but what's in alignment with me is doing videos like this. And then people reach out to me. They're like, I saw your video. I want to coach with you. Or I saw your post on social media. I want to coach with you. Or can you tell me about your coaching program? I never go out. I never send private messages and say, do you want to coach? That's not in alignment with my values. And so when I'm in alignment with my values, then I'm more magnetic. I'm more energetic. And I will attract to me people that way. And that is what you want to do. You want to start with the quality of questions you're asking. Not what's wrong with you. What else can I do to attract more clients? And if you want to get really magnetic in your questioning, you can say, why am I attracting so many clients? When you ask your brain a quality question of that caliber, it is going to be looking for evidence and proof to satisfy the question. So start asking better questions. That's, number one key. But the second thing in the premise of this video is please, please, please be sure that whatever you're doing to attract clients to you, you're doing it from a place that's in alignment with your highest values. Whatever your highest values are, you can find a way to incorporate that in your marketing, in your sales. And I don't even say sales anymore, I just say service. How am I of service? I do videos that will help people reach a higher level of consciousness and manifest more effectively. I do TikTok, I do Instagram, I do Facebook, I do YouTube. That's what I do. And I love to share my message across different platforms in different reels or videos or whatever. I love to do that. And because I love to do it, people can feel that energy. And that makes me magnetic to the people that I can help. Not everyone. Some people probably think I'm nuts, and that's okay. Because the people that I'm meant to serve will find me. Does that make sense? So hopefully you found this helpful, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.